Welcome back. You're listening to the two-time award-winning Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com, the final frontier of free speech. Yeah.
And all that shit.
And all that shit.
Yeah. Well, let's do a little catch up and mustard. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I haven't been here in a few weeks.
Exactly.
I ran away from home.
Why?
Well, first of all, let's go back because the day after the last show I was on, I missed last week because I was out of town. I shot with Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Desiree shot me. Now, can I tell you something? Like, I ain't got no problem doing ride 'em cowboy. I get on and ride a cock like it ain't nothing. This man fucking bounced me so fucking high. I've never been bounced like that in my life. It was like I was a size 2.
Wow.
It was like the most surprising thing to me on the planet. Now, first of all, I wake up that morning and there's a pulled muscle in my ass. Okay, wrong day to have a pulled muscle. Desiree knows because I'm trying to climb the stairs. I can't do nothing. The last 2 weeks, my fucking hips are killing me because I think Christian pulled something out in my hips, bouncing me. It was crazy, but it was a good time. It was fun.
Nice.
And then I went to, so then that afternoon, I find out I'm having another grandbaby. So I already know I'm leaving for California on Wednesday. Now, my plan was to come back the following Monday. Well, I got to California and I shut my phone off, not my work phone, my personal phone. And I took no calls because I didn't want to talk to my daughter. And I didn't want her to call and ask me for money. And I didn't want to deal with it. So I did a lot of work in California and shot a lot of clips. There's a little skinny girl that we shoot with that there's a lot of face-sitting fetishes and stuff with her. Shot with her, seeing clients. I did shoot with another company out there. So I ended up shooting with them on Tuesday. So I didn't come back till Wednesday. So I was like gone for a week. So I literally just
How many
ran away.
missed calls did you have when you came back?
Right.
I didn't even bother to look. I mean, seriously, I just, the most important people knew how to get a hold of me on the other phone. My most important people, not my daughter. I just wanted to check out, like so I did, like I said, though, but I got a lot of work done and I spent a week working and made some money and that was all good. So now this week coming up, on Friday, the documentary company from the UK will be here. And they'll be with me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And they're going to put me on a jet ski. Now, I love to jet ski and I know how to jet ski. And when Bug Guy and I were married, we owned jet skis and I was on one a couple years ago. No problem. Love them. The problem is Lake Mead is 60 degrees right now. And so they want to get me on the jet ski and then film. Of course, the documentary is about women with big hips. So they want to get me
ass shot
on this thing. And so the secret is to get on this thing and not get wet. Because once you get wet, that's when you're cold, okay?
And it's windy.
Yeah, well, and then when the water splashes, you're going to get wet and you're going to freeze. So I'm going to do it for the sake of the documentary because they are paying me and they're renting the jet ski. But
do they make wetsuits in our size?
They do, but I don't think you can rent one in our size.
No,
you can buy one or have
you
one
can
made.
get one made in any size.
Right. But I'm not going to.
So is there just like a rubber tarp you can?
I'm actually going to put on white pants just because of the whole water effect with the white and probably my swim, because there's such a fine line that they have to do with the,
amount of skin they show.
Yeah. For them, they said it's a show that's going to be on in their 9 o'clock hour. So that's like right after what family is like 8 to 9 and then 9 is whatever. So they want to touch on the fact of what I do for a living, but more importantly, like my home life and, what it's like to go around with big hips. A lot of people have bigger hips than me, but they found me, and so I'm like, what? And I think it's the picture that Charles took at Tammyland with my big ass. It looks like a big bubble, but I don't know for sure because they've seen all my stuff. They know exactly what they're doing. So everybody out there that's in Las Vegas, come to BBW Club Las Vegas Saturday night. because the two girls, Caroline and Kate, who will be filming and doing the documentary, will be there and doing some shots, and they're going to party with us a little bit, and then they're going to come in the show on Sunday. I don't know that we're going to do the Skype interviews. What I do think we're going to do on, but they're going to come in. And I told them they want to, film the show, but I said that we wanted to interview them because, they had just they right now they came into the States a week ago, so they're spending a week with one girl in New York, I think it is, another week with a girl in California, and then here in Vegas at the end. So I told them we would definitely want to sit down and interview them about their fun in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then the following weekend after that is Hobo Holiday. So I've got a really big, busy 2 weeks coming up. And so we'll see.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
How about
That's
you,
what I'm doing.
Desiree? Madam Divine?
Madam Divine. Love it.
Well, I'm just trying to get caught up. Again, we were sick. Charles is still sick, but he's getting better.
Is he Clyde, Clevis,
Cletus
today?
Clem.
Clem.
I don't know.
I was called him Clevis.
Clem's the one that just throws shit in the back of the truck.
Yeah, he was definitely probably
Oh,
Clem
that's
today.
right.
But bless his heart. And I know a lot of people do this, but you're really not supposed to put potato peelings down the garbage disposal. And clogged our whole side of our drain. Like the garbage disposal itself worked, but the drain itself was clogged, like stupid clogged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I plunged for like 20 minutes.
Working up a sweat,
And-
plunging.
And nothing, like not a budge. Then I found Pinterest.
Fucking love Pinterest.
And I found the DIY home tips, like all the, little
How to
fancy.
unclog a drain.
Yep. And I told Clem that he wasn't the only one that had made that mistake, because there was plenty of people that had good ideas, but the best one that I found was half a box of baking soda, 2 cups of vinegar, and boiling water. Let it sit for a few minutes, plunge, and presto, no more clog. It's cool though when you put the baking soda in the vinegar. It looks
it's kinda like
volcano-ish.
volcano, yeah.
I was
gonna
like,
say,
oh.
That's like science class.
Yeah, it was super entertaining for me. I was like, oh.
I made a volcano.
And then you can see like for the next like 10 minutes.
I just want to know
bubbles.
if your volcano shot up potato peels.
And no, it didn't. It just big fizz.
That's
But
funny.
it did like, bubble out of black gunk for the next 10 minutes while it sat there. I was like, that's gross. So,
But it works.
it did work. So I was like so amazed. I was like, oh, we're gonna have to call the plumber. It's gonna cost us $200. What did you do, Clem?
Cletus.
But he
Well, Clarence is when he's fun drunk. Cletus is when he's
no,
pissing
no.
drunk. No?
he's Chuck, his fun drunk.
Chuck is fun drunk.
Clarence is well past fun drunk.
Okay.
And I don't know who Clem or Cletus are, but it's fun. But
Chuck. I want to meet Chuck. I've never met
Oh,
Chuck.
Chuck's good times. Yeah. Just as long as he doesn't make it to Clarence. Chuck is fun.
He does a Chuck night at the Bash, doesn't he? He
Yeah.
does a Chuck night.
He does. And
No, he did a Clarence night at the Bash, didn't he?
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's stuck.
That's
in
when
the
Clarence made his appearance. Not a good
act like
time.
poor Charles has like 5 personalities.
Well, he's when he becomes Chuck, like, because Charles is super shy and reserved and
quiet.
Very quiet, and Chuck just sheds all that. And, you get a little bit of alcohol in him, and
Chuck don't give a fuck.
he really don't. He'll be like, in fact, it's so funny when he becomes Chuck, because like he'll post things on Facebook that people think I posted. Like, he loses all inhibitions. Like, it goes out, and he's really funny. Like, I'm like, why? Where is this all the time? Like, I think he just doesn't care when he's drunk. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. But yeah, he, bless his heart, he's not a big drinker, and sometimes he tries, because he's very manly, so he thinks that he should be able to drink as much as I can.
Nobody can drink as much as you and Toxie.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, don't try to keep up with me, honey. He's like, but he tries, and that's when Clarence appears. Clarence needs a wheelchair. So we don't like Clarence. But he's a really good time. But I don't know. Lately, we've been we had like kind of I think it's all the stress, but we've been kind of off, and he's just been doing things that the things that make you go I'm like,
You know that meme of Jackie Chan where he's got his hands up by his face and he's like, "Why would you do that?"
yes.
Is it that
Yes.
meme day every day?
It is that meme day.
I
that
had a marriage counselor say that relationships are a constant ebb and flow.
Oh yeah,
Coming
absolutely.
together, going apart, constant.
But it's
And that's
like,
true.
I mean, I get that he's a man and he wants his independence and he wants to make his own mistakes, but I'm like, why? Why when I told you that
That's
wouldn't
your
work?
type A personality speaking.
Yeah. Why when I told you that wouldn't work did you do it anyways and then proceed to tell me I was right? I knew I was right from the beginning. I was like, you could have saved us all the stress. Just listen to me. Why do you never listen to me?
They never listen.
That's what we had that whole conversation because we're watching Breaking Bad, and ironically, they are having the same conversation in their marriage. That you guys don't watch Breaking Bad, right?
No. That's okay.
Well, essentially, it's about a chemistry teacher
Who decides to make meth because he's got cancer.
Right. Well, in the very beginning, you find out like his wife is like super kind of controlling and she makes all the decisions and he's just kind of a go along with the flow, kind of walk all over me guy. Well, when he finds out that he gets cancer, he wants to be in control of something, So, that's kind of what Charles pointed out to me the other day. He's like, I want to be in control. It's like, but why? Why not just let me handle
Just
it?
relinquish all
Right?
control to you.
No, I don't want to be in complete control, but I would like the common sense things to like just work themselves out because that's really important. Like, why is it? And then it's like, you did this just to prove a point, didn't you? Like, why? Like, why? Because now I have to deal with it. Because it's like, he puts the potato peels down the garbage disposal,
But
and then
was he not cooking dinner for the two of you when this happened?
yeah, he was cooking. Yeah.
So the mistakes
No, I think, and I didn't even get upset. But the fact is I'm the crafty one, and like, I have to figure out how to unclog the drain now. Like, so, it's like he'll kind of, and then I have to, and then I'm like, why? But I figure this, like, he has got so many like great attributes, like great qualities, that I can't really complain about the
If you got 75% of what you got it good. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people ain't got that out
A
there.
lot of people ain't even got 25%,
It's
and
my
they're still in a
point,
goddamn
my point. So
relationship.
my thought is always, right, okay, if you can get 75% of what you really want, you're doing pretty good.
I think I'm well up close to 90.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only a couple of things, but he's working on like, kind of coming out of his shell, and I want him to show the rest of the world like what I see,
Charles actually filmed my porn.
Yeah.
With the
He hates
direction,
it.
With the direction of Miss Desiree.
He hates shooting porn. He's like, I don't get to be creative at all.
No,
Nope.
it's sex.
Yeah.
There's
And
not
he's
a
like,
lot of.
Get tighter in on the clit. Tighter. There you go.
Yeah,
You
he
should
doesn't
let
like
him make
shooting
an
porn.
arty porn flick.
I told him he could shoot it however he wants to, but he just, I think what happened is that he shot a dominatrix video the other day that was like super hardcore dom stuff, and it was like super grossed him out. He was like, she kept spitting in his mouth, and she made him eat his own cum, and like, there was all these crazy things that happened, and he was like, oh God.
That's like when Eliza had her trampoline client come in there.
Oh,
I
he
said
couldn't
to
even
him-
look.
I said to him, I said, Charles, this is an education. Stop
No.
and watch. Because she had the guy I told you, the paralyzed guy. I mean, this guy was bleeding.
You saw his face
Oh,
though,
I
right?
did.
You look at him? He was
I did.
devastated. He had
But
to
when-
leave.
Yeah, Charles had to leave. And then you
just
look
set
at
the auto
you look
record
at the
on.
guy that's getting trampled, this little old paralyzed guy, and he's bleeding all over his belly, and he looks and he goes, I love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy. And he's yelling.
It is pretty atrocious to see. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
Charles
I get
had to
it.
leave the room.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Eliza's husband films it, and he has a really hard time filming
Yeah,
it.
it's funny because Charles and Eliza's husband has become friends now. Actually,
Yeah.
they talk to each other. I'm like, this might go bad. But
No, only good. Only good.
Eliza's husband is also very quiet. Like they have
And they have photographer. They're both
and they're
photographers.
kind of nerdy. Like
Mhm.
they have like a little nerdy thing happening. It's nerd love.
But he has a hard time filming that too. He
Yeah, Charles is like, I don't know how he does all that stuff because, Charles doesn't even want me to shoot fetish stuff with anybody. Like he's really he struggles with sharing my time. I'm like, okay, this
Is it sharing your time or watching you in that light? Because when you
It's absolutely sharing my time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like seeing somebody you love be that nasty to somebody.
Well,
is
he
like
knows
a
I
whole
have an
nother
evil
side.
streak. Like we've already discussed the
Well,
fact that,
we discussed that day.
Yeah.
Like I cannot. I'm not a dom. I'm too nice.
Yeah, he knows
can't
that I'm
do it.
evil.
I'm not.
That's a lot of bullshit.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, I can conjure it up, and I can do it to conjure it up, and I've done that, but it's really not within me. Because even after I beat the shit out of him or spit all over him, I'm like, you okay?
Yeah. And they don't want that. They don't want to
They
be
don't want
coddled.
that at all.
And the only
No.
reason I won't is because I would become a true sadist.
I bet you would.
Well, that's how I am. I
Oh
actually
yeah,
had
I've
to
had
take
to
a break
spit
from
on
it.
their faces
Because I
I
I
could lose
used to-
control.
harm people because I was disgusted by them and not because it's something that they wanted me to do. It became something that I inflicted pain because I just was
angry.
I was disgusted. I was like groveling little bitch. Like I was really disgusted inside. I was like,
Mhm.
so I took 2 years off of doing it because it was just I became to the point like especially I get a lot of sissy boys because I'm so big and Amazon-esque and people grovel and just be little bitches and I was just every time I saw some of them I just wanted to vomit. I was like,
You make me want to puke, you disgusting
Yeah.
little turd.
but
And then he gets hard.
really, I really
Yeah, they like
became
that most of the time.
vicious. Like I was mean, but not in a
Good way.
mutual respect kind of way. Like I was just vicious.
Over it because you were over it.
I
You were
was.
taking it out on them.
I was,
Yeah.
but now I feel like I don't think Charles really understands that it's part of me. Like I do have an evil streak. I do have a mean streak. And that's a part of who I am. And for many, many years I was able to get that out of me in a certain way,
Oh yeah, you had an outlet.
and now I
You should
don't.
take up boxing.
Right. Well, I have a, damaged spine and whatnot. Like I have to be
You
kind
don't
of
have to hit other people, just hit a bag.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun for me.
She wants a face, okay?
Yeah, no. That's not a
Some
good time.
balls to bust or face
Right,
to
I
spit
love
on.
busting balls.
Ball busting, so yeah, that's a riot.
I love like making people eat my peta egg shavings, and I just like being mean. I really do. It like I do have a nasty side, and it's not like my favorite side of me. But now that I don't have an outlet for it, I tend to be like I need more Xanax, and like I tend to it comes out in other ways, and I don't like it. Like because I used to be able to contain everything,
Right,
and
compartmentalize it
yeah,
all,
and I
now
had
you don't have
an outlet for that, and
Right.
now it's like kind of poor Charles.
all those that want Desiree to beat the
the-
shit out of him, please send us an email.
Poor Charles takes the brunt of my hostility because I don't got nowhere else to put it. Like he's with me 24/7 pretty much, and
He should just let you bring a sissy boy over just to clean the house and
I
get the
tried
shit beat out of him.
to let that happen. Like oh my God, I have begged for everything, and it's frustrating because I mean I get that he feels like I'm his, and he already struggles with sharing me with the world in my past life, and so sharing me bothers him. Like he doesn't want to share me.
But I think I mean, Charles, I love you. I'm sure you're not listening, but just in case you are,
He's definitely watching Breaking Bad without me.
it's less about sharing you because that part of you isn't really the you that he
Right.
loves. That is an aspect of you that needs an outlet. It would be kind of like him being upset because you go get a foot massage.
Right.
or because you treat yourself to pedicures every week or whatever. It's something that you do. It's a part of your relaxation technique or whatever it is you want to call
Well,
it.
I equate it to a different part of me completely. Like, even like somebody who has multiple personalities. Like, I have an alter ego. Like, there's a part of me, and I realize where it comes from. I was severely abused as a child. I have a lot of anger issues still, and I've been able to deal with it throughout my life in different ways. But that was the best way that I found to deal with it
Because
because,
you're not doing coke.
right?
You
And I
know.
was for many years. I died when I was 12 years old from a speedball. I've done all the
my
drugs
God.
that you could possibly imagine. There's not a drug on this earth, well, back in the 90s at least, that I haven't tried or done. I mean, I literally, for 3 minutes, I flatlined when I was 12. And I literally stunted my own growth.
How big would you be?
They estimated like 6'4".
Jesus,
My
Pete
dad is
Christ.
6'10", so they thought that I'd be like 6'3", 6'4". Like, I'd be Amazon Amanda size probably.
Holy balls.
But because, I mean, I've been the same height since I was 12. Like, I stopped growing as soon as that
Wow.
happened.
If you were
you
my
know.
child at 12 years old and you were that tall, I'd buy some fucking stilts so I could still whoop your ass.
My
Well,
grandmother
I
said,
think
sit your ass down so I can knock you upside the head.
Toxie's daughter is gonna.
Yeah, very tall.
I mean, she just turned 11 and she's almost my height. Like, she's
Mhm.
gonna be
Yeah.
about my height when she hits 12. Like, she's gonna be a big girl.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, I know where my anger issues and my my hostility stems from, but that was always a really good, because I did a lot of things. Like, I did a lot of really I'm an addict. Like, I have an addictive personality. So, which is why I'm fat to this day, because I struggle with food now, because I went through drugs, I went through men, I went through all kinds of shit, and
So now to release that that part, are you gonna is he gonna allow you to see? I should say he is gonna allow you. You wear the pants over there, but
I
you
really
know.
don't. I like to pretend
Are
I
you
do,
gonna see
but
clients again or just
no,
shoot?
no, just
You
shoot. Yeah, and I would love to go back to doing fetish
Fetish stuff?
sessions, because that's really when you get the good release, And I I did feel good about it in a way that I felt like, that's why I stopped during that 2 years when I didn't feel good about doing it. But it makes me feel good to give somebody else their therapy at the
Right.
same time I'm getting mine.
Yeah, that
It
makes
was
sense.
it's important for me to have a very mutual respect, and when I don't feel like I have that respect, I have to take a step back.
Mhm.
And but it felt like I was in a controlled environment. Like, it was just a good outlet for me. And now that I don't have the outlet, and I haven't for a while, like, I feel it build up in me. Like, for years I didn't get migraines. I used to get migraines so bad that I'd have to have injections. And for years I didn't get them because I didn't have that stress.
Ball busting. Your
Right.
cure for migraines.
It really is.
Better
Like,
than Excedrin.
I got out all that hostility, and now it's just all like boiling in me. Like, I can feel it. Like, at some point,
Line this girl up to
It's
shoot to
gonna
get rid of
explode.
this hostility.
but at some point it's just gonna be bad. Because I can feel it just
And
right there.
he's not willing to budge an inch on this, is he?
No, well, here's what he tells me. Like, he's like, I'll never tell you no, you can't do something, but I don't feel good about it. And the thing is that I wouldn't ever do anything to that he wouldn't feel good about, or like,
right.
because
You respect him.
at the end of the day, that'll affect our relationship.
Right.
Because even though he's like, well, I won't tell you no, you can do it if you want, he's really like, just like a
Against it.
woman would. Be like, you can do it if you want.
Right.
But you better not.
Right, exactly.
You can do whatever you
Better
want.
not.
You just better be prepared for the consequences.
Exactly. And so, and I realized that there would be a different, dynamic in our relationship, which
Have you had this conversation with him though about how
Absolutely.
it builds up and
Yep.
and you really just need to release this?
Yep.
That's
Maybe the
I-
gym.
I love-
Maybe.
Well, I love Charles a lot, but
Me
I
too.
think at some point in a relationship, if it's something that you need for yourself, no matter how much your partner may not like it, I think they have to come to terms with it and allow you that, because at some point they're going to need the same thing.
Right. Well, I think that he probably should talk to somebody else about it besides me, because I mean, I try to explain to him how I see it, and though he can
Is he just asking you to maybe
rationalize.
find another release? Is that his?
I mean,
is
he
that
would
the
love for me to
suggestion?
find another release, but I don't really, like, I've searched, which, like,
So origami's not going to.
So
do
I'm
it.
like-
It's not going to help.
Origami's not going to do it.
I'm
yeah.
like up to a pie a day right now. I'm like, all right.
It's for my heart health, God
Right.
damn it.
I'm like, it's pie or bust. Like, so it's, yeah, it's
bacon and pie.
man, I tell you, because I
A
found
bacon pie. I'm going to make you a bacon apple pie.
I found
Ooh.
The no sugar added pie from
Oh,
Fresh and Easy.
Oh, and they have them at Marie Callender's too,
Oh
and they're
my
great too,
god,
with
it's
no sugar
dumbass
added.
good.
Yeah.
But it's like buying ice cream, like, and I like eat half the pie at a time. I'm like, oh my god, something's gotta give. This is only gonna hold me for so long. But no, he notices, because we argue more when I get like aggravated, because I get aggravated, like everything, like the wind could blow the opposite direction that I want it to go, and I'll be
Goddamn
like,
wind.
right, exactly, I'm like,
Motherfucker.
fucking wind, like, and I start to sweat. Man, you can really tell, like, when I get irritated too, because it is a full body effect. Like, I turn red, I start to sweat profusely, I shake a little bit. So I'm like,
Well,
I
and
think I'm
that's when Charles grabs his bag and said, "I'm going to the gym." Right?
no, I'm like, I need a Xanax. I think I'm having a fucking anxiety attack. Like, it's because he doesn't realize, like, because I continue to have to up my meds. Like, the more, like, I'm really on high doses of meds right now, and they are not working. So it's, for years I found a way to balance myself, and now I'm really off balance. So it's stressful.
I guarantee that we can take care of this problem. We just need to put it out on Craigslist, and there'll be plenty of people that want you to trample
But
them.
then it would be going behind Charles's back, and that's not right.
That's true. You're right. You're
Sure,
right.
her
I
partner
don't
needs to
condone
be. He doesn't
I
need to
agree.
be okay with it. He just needs to accept it. That's that's the thing.
that. Well, and he's not there.
But
That's right.
and eventually, I can tell. I could tell them from experience that eventually you start out not being okay with it, but then you see how much good it does your partner, and at that point, that's the most
There
important
might
thing.
be some kind of hidden fear he has in letting you do that.
That maybe
Well,
you'll fall for somebody.
I don't know that that's an issue.
I don't know.
It's
It's his issue is sharing
hard
me.
to fall for somebody when you're trampling
So-
them or ball busting them.
Right. Yeah.
Hard to fall for.
Well, and
them.
I've never dated a client, so
Yeah.
and I don't think, I mean, that to me it's a very
Yeah.
specific relationship. Like, I don't cross those lines. Like, those
Yeah,
lines
it's
are
all
very
business.
defined for
Yeah,
me.
it's all
No,
business.
they may be for you, but from an outside person's perspective, this is
Well, and
this
that's
is an
why-
intimate, special thing that you do together, and that's
That's why I don't think, like, I can.
a lot of people don't get the intimacy of BDSM, but once you become a part of that, you're like, this
Well,
really
especially when you
it
become
really
the
is.
only provider of that for that person. There very much is
It's
a
a-
very special.
there's a very
It's a very
intimate
bond.
bond.
Bond of respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a personal. Yeah.
And I think, like I said, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, or, like, I don't know if he needs to talk to somebody else that is in this world, or, like, I don't know how to express to him and make him understand what it is, because, like, for me it's very simple. I can compartmentalize everything.
Mhm.
Work is work, private is private, this is that. Like, I have a dissociative disorder. That's part of my life. I can go film. I used to do scenes. Like, I have scenes on film and DVDs that I don't remember doing.
Hmm.
Like, I'll look at them.
Take yourself away from it.
Oh yeah, like, I can just completely remove myself from the
Oh,
situation.
except for the vagina scene.
Oh god, that's still yeah, that's pretty traumatizing.
That's right, licking pussy.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible. I shan't ever point that movie out to anybody.
I gotta find this. I want to see this video.
What's it called?
I don't even remember. I remember it was for Channel 69 is all I remember.
I'm
It's
googling that.
lesbian something.
Desiree Divine,
Chunky
Channel
lesbians
69.
maybe. It was horrible. Oh my god. But yeah, I think maybe he needs to talk to somebody for get an outsider's perspective or something. I don't know. I don't know what'll help.
But maybe in reality, there's nothing that would change his mind. Talking to nobody.
Right?
This
True
is how
story.
he
So I'll
feels,
just
you know?
I'm afraid that my diabetes might get real bad if I move up to 2 pies a day. I'm like, oh.
All right, Sierra, give us a little catch up on your end.
On my end, what am I doing? I'm
What's
not doing
going on?
much.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm fixing the camera here so that you can see me well. Hello, everybody. My adoring public.
How you doing, Finn?
Yay! Everything's going okay. I've been packing all weekend, doing laundry, packing, cleaning the house, and Wiener Dog. I have a Wiener Dog, not by choice.
No.
Yeah, he kind of like a foundling, I guess. He knows that something serious is going on because the suitcases are out and things are being put into them and moving around and right. And so he's like super stressed out about this, and he's been like trying to be really playful, and he's getting kind of old. He's like 8, and for a Wiener Dog, that's, getting up there. And he's starting to get arthritis in his back, so he's normally not as bouncy as he used to be a couple of years ago, but he's been really bouncy and very clingy the last couple of days. Like, he's all curled up with Callie guy, or he's all curled up with me, or he's like, hey, you're home and I can't stop licking you. And it's like, stop it. I'm going to cut your tongue out, you stupid little Wiener Dog. But he's an idiot. So he knows
he took the short bus, really, her Wiener Dog.
he's the longest dog on the
If
shortest
he ever
bus.
needs a puppy sitter, I like short dogs.
I
Short bus dogs.
He's got like a cockeyed eye or something.
He does not have cockeyed
I know,
eyes.
they're 2 different colors.
Yeah, his eyes point straight, but the outside edge of each eye is blue. The outside half.
Like he's cockeyed.
So he looks like he's like all kind of switch-away-eyed.
He'd go great with Sasha, who her back legs don't work.
Yeah,
Well,
really.
It doesn't help that he runs into walls regularly. You throw his Kong for him, and we have a little tile section in the house. I don't know if you've been to my house or not, but so you throw the Kong from the living room into the foyer, and there's a little tile section there, and he gets to going, and if it bounces around the corner, he's got to turn the corner, but sometimes he forgets to turn the corner, he just goes right into the wall. And he's knocked himself out cold on sliding glass doors and various other things. And
Yeah, this dog's a trip.
You can teach him to do anything in about 2.5 minutes, and he'll remember it forever. But he runs into walls.
So it might get knocked out.
He's that kind of if he was a person, he'd be that person who's like ridiculously book smart, but would walk in front of
No common sense.
no common sense whatsoever. Right? They know everything there is to know in the world except how to do their laundry. Like that. I was in the army with a girl like that. Oh God, I hated that bitch. So that's the kind of
Be
person.
like a Sheldon of dogs.
Yes, basically like the Sheldon of dogs. He's so he knows that something's happening. He gets really excited when we come back if we've been gone for a weekend. And I don't know what he's going to do. Like, we're going to have to get him some doggy downers.
Who's going to be there with him? Your sister?
Yeah, my sister. Well, she used to come feed her own damn cats for 2 weeks while I'm gone anyway. So she might as well feed my dog while she's at it.
Right.
Oh,
he's going to be by himself?
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to be by himself most of the time. He's used to it during the day because I work full time and, my sister lives there but doesn't really live there. So he's used to being alone during the day, but he's used to having, like, all evening somebody at home. He plays with the boy. He snuggles on the couch. We watch TV. We feed him, Yeah.
Does he have a doggy door?
Or he does, yeah. No, he has a doggy door, so he can go in and out. It's no problem.
Oh.
He's just going to be lonely.
Oh.
My sister's like, I'm going to have to stay here by myself for, like, 2 weeks. And I'm like, you don't have to stay here, but the dog will be alone. And I'm like, yes, he will be alone and he'll be lonely, but nobody's telling you have to stay here. You have to feed your cats so they don't die. You might as well feed my dog too. Like I feed your cats for the only reason I feed her cats is so that I don't have dead cats in the house.
Right.
It's the only reason I feed her cats. I do not want the cats.
She won't come camp out at the house for the 2 weeks you're gone?
My sister can't go to the movies by herself.
Oh, Jesus.
My mom.
I don't either.
my
It's not a
mom.
weird thing, is it? I like
Well,
to go to the
I
movies
think
by
Can you
it's
myself.
stay?
insecurity.
Can you live by yourself?
Absolutely.
Like with no roommates?
Yeah.
She can't.
Oh yeah.
She cannot live by
see, I
herself,
can.
and that has caused her to make really bad decisions in people she brings into her life because she cannot. She has a
She's
real
codependent.
serious problem with being alone in a house or alone for any given period of time whatsoever. Serious problem with it. Okay,
That's crazy.
although come the end of January, she won't have that problem ever again. She can have a baby.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Lots
So
of
she-
babies coming.
lots of fucking babies
Girls
coming.
too. They're both girls.
Yeah, my little niece on her way.
So down by the river, sister.
I don't talk to her.
She left.
So
So she's gone.
oh,
She-
this is evil. No.
no,
Which
this is my
sister
youngest sister,
Okay.
the pregnant one who lives with me but stays with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Has a boyfriend. That's...
Well, she hasn't heard from him. She dropped him off at inpatient
Yeah, we saw-
rehab
Oh, good.
and hasn't heard from him in over a month.
Quality pappy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
That's
awesome.
good. They may not let him be in contact with the outside world, so maybe he's still
Only
in
for the first
therapy.
only during the first couple of weeks for detox. He
So
should have.
she doesn't know if he left or if he's still there.
Yeah,
or
and
not.
because it's an inpatient program and she's not family, she can't call and ask.
Yeah, they're not married.
They won't tell her. So she doesn't know if he's still there or if he's gone or anything. And if he is gone, he hasn't tried to make contact with her. So she's finally made
Piece
the
of
decision.
shit, daddy, piece of shit.
Yeah, she's finally made the decision she doesn't need him in her life, except that we all know how that goes. My sister has this friend that they've been friends forever since they were.
This Goldie or
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the last time they talked, it was because my sister was telling her, I never want to speak to you again, because she found out that the roommate that she thought was stealing all the stuff and selling it on Craigslist was not her. It was her best friend of a million years. And
Oh, wow.
and so she said, I never want to speak to you again. Don't ever call me. Lose my phone number. And then they start talking again. And now, because of all of the problems this girl has caused in our lives collectively as a family, my mother's actually laid down the law and said she's not allowed in any house that I own or reside in. And so my sister's really mad now because her best friend is not allowed in my house. And this wasn't even my decision, although that would have been my decision anyway.
Right.
And she's all upset. Nobody can help me and nobody will help me. And every time I ask for help and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you ain't
What does
never
she
asked
need help
me.
with? She's pregnant.
Getting
it's not
her
the end
stuff-
of the world.
Getting her room ready for the baby. But I mean, exactly. I did all that when I was pregnant. I didn't have anyone really to help me. It's not like James
Yet you're pregnant.
put a rent.
You're
Not broken.
It's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah, you're
You can
pregnant,
still move
not
around.
broken.
You're pregnant.
I feel
Yeah.
like you are not the first person on earth to be
have
pregnant.
a baby, right?
And you're certainly not the first person to have a baby without a daddy around. So
Right?
Exactly.
that has happened more than enough times in the world. So I love her, but she moans and complains about how she has no one to help her and no one to support her. And it's like, well, except that my mom and her husband just gave you 10 grand and bought you a brand new car with it. A brand, like, and you don't even have to pay the money back. It's not even a loan. They're just giving it to you. They wouldn't pay for me to, they wouldn't give me $200 to go rent a car to go to California. That's what I wanted for Christmas, $200 to rent a car to go to
She's
California.
having a baby and don't have a daddy.
No, it's because she's my youngest sister. This is,
She's the baby.
She's the baby.
she's the baby.
Gotcha.
She's always, I mean, at least she only had college paid for once.
Yeah,
The other one had
sister
it twice.
Right.
And now she can't even use her degree because she's fucking psycho. Anyway,
Fucking psycho.
I'm so excited to be going on vacation.
You're running away from
I
home
know,
too.
for 2
right?
weeks.
You're running away,
Ow.
just like I did, except
Right.
you're taking a few years with you.
How do I run
Yeah.
away?
I'll tell you,
I
it was
didn't-
great to run away. I was locked away in this nice little motel, this nice
Yeah.
little hotel. Worked.
I'm super, super excited about it. I'm all packed. We're already, like, I've talked to my dad's wife, and, you know, we've already got the plan worked out for Hershey, and, you know, because we're going to go out there, we're going to stay in a little hotel, stop at Gettysburg on our way back, and, you know, we're taking the sled, and she's like, what kind of cereal do you eat? Like, we're, like, super prepared. She's like, do I need to buy you shampoo? And I'm like, no, I'll bring my own shampoo, thank you.
They're
So,
excited to have you. That's
I think
cool.
none of my sisters like her, and I don't like her, really, honestly, because she ruined my dad's life. She maxed out all of his credit cards, taking all of her kids to Disneyland without ever inviting us to go. She ruined his credit, so he had to short sale the house that my sisters grew up in. and then made him move back east. He could have taken another job like in Arizona, but she made him take the one in Pennsylvania so they could be closer to her family. And she didn't want him to invite us to his wedding, so we didn't even know he was married until almost a year later, when we saw the wedding photos that they had stashed in the bathroom that they didn't want anyone to see. Yeah,
That sucks.
I don't like her. I can pretend for 2 weeks. I'm pretty good at that. And I think she's trying to make me like her because nobody else does.
Right.
So I think she's trying to go above and beyond to make sure that I like her. Which,
It's too late.
yeah.
That ship has sailed.
I mean, she can go a little way to repair the damage that she has done, but there's not a whole lot that she can undo. Last Christmas, she went to see her family and did not take my dad with her, and took their only computer because she didn't want him to have a computer while she was gone.
What?
Well, the reason they got together while my dad was still married to my mom, he cheated on my mom with her for years.
Via the computer?
Via the computer and flying out to see her in Iowa for
And so she figures
years and
that
years.
if he's got a computer at home, he's going to find some.
Once a
Guess
cheater,
what?
always a cheater.
Doesn't he have a phone?
And you know what?
He does.
And you know what? If they're going to cheat, they're going to figure out a way to cheat anyway.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way to do it
Yeah.
anyway. But he's her third husband. So I don't know how much longer it'll last because she seems like the husband type. Oh, we got 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so maybe I can like her a little more or hate her a little less.
Yeah, that's
whichever
more
way you
like
want to
it.
do it.
Hate her a little less.
I wouldn't. Hate is a strong word for her. I hate my sister.
Dislike her.
You
Uh,
and your sister had no contact while she was here, the Van sister?
I did not speak to her once. I said not a single word to her.
You guys were like in the same room a lot.
We spent almost 45 minutes in the same room we spent 3 hours in the same room at the wedding. And at some point, she asked, a couple of times, the entire time she was here, she asked me a direct question, and I literally pretended like I did not hear her. My other sister saw this happen, and she asked me the same question, and I answered her. I did not speak a single word to that bitch.
Wow. And your mom didn't say anything like talk to your sister or
No, because
she knew why you were
I made it very clear to them that I was going to say that it would be more polite for me to say nothing than for me to try to pretend like I like her,
old
because I
adage,
don't.
if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
I have nothing to say to that fucking cunt for the rest of my life if I never speak to her again.
About you that weren't true. So.
She sure did. You don't listen. My sister accused me of sexually abusing her as a teenager.
And you're a lousy mother and whatever else she said. You're
Right.
Leaving your child alone or some stupid shit she said about you.
Yeah. Well, she lived with me when she was going to college the second time. She lived with me. I bought all her cigarettes. I paid for all of her food. I didn't make her contribute a single dime to the household. All the money my mom gave her, all the money my dad gave her, that was all hers. I never asked her for any of that fucking money. The only thing I asked her to do was, because she went to night school, watch my son during the day while I'm at work, and because of the way me and my baby daddy's shift were at the time, it was only 4, 5, max 6 hours she was watching my kid for me. And this was his first year of life. 6 hours is just a fucking nap.
Right, exactly.
Like, maybe you throw a bottle at him once in a while and change his diaper.
Right.
We're not talking about you got to entertain a 4-year-old here. We're talking about a brand new baby who needs nothing but a clean diaper and a full bottle. Like, that's it.
Right.
She will tell people that I never woke up for a 2 a.m. feeding. This is all stuff I've learned in the last few months. I never woke up for the 2 a.m. feedings, and even when I was home, I didn't take care of him. I never changed a diaper and all this other stuff. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously? Like, we bought a computer because you complained that we didn't have a computer for you to play your video games on. So we went and bought a $500 computer for you to play your fucking video games on. Like, I don't want to hear about all of the bullshit lies, and of course my mom and sister are like, well, you need to be more forgiving. No, some shit's unforgivable. Telling people that I sexually abused you, which is a flat out lie that can be proven with fact that it's a flat out lie, is unforgivable.
Yeah, that's
No,
a pretty
I agree.
horrible
I wouldn't talk to her
allegation.
either. I don't
Just
give
saying.
you. Now, do her and the other sister talk?
Yeah, but we have 10 seconds before the end of the show,
10
and I have
seconds?
to put the
I
close
thought
in.
we had a minute and 10 seconds.
No, because the timer is off for some reason.
Oh.
So anyway.
Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love you even if we hate our
Hi, I'm
sisters.
Stephen Jacobs.
Yes.
I'd like to talk to the real entrepreneur
This is the
people of
Curvaceous
Las
Bounty of
Vegas.
Sin City. This is Sierra.
Desiree?
Sweet cheeks.
Wishing you all a good night. And remember,
Fuck often.
What professional ladders and personal ladders of life they are climbing.
Jacob's Ladder Show is your